Let's do section 9.4, page 471, exercise 21, which reads, evaluate the improper integral or state that it diverges. And for exercise 21, our integral goes from negative infinity to positive infinity of e to the negative absolute value of x dx. Now we've got two different things going on here. First, we've learned in this section that we can't have plus or minus infinity in our limits of integration, and therefore we're going to have to break this down into two different integrals. And also, because we have this absolute value of x, we're going to have to break this into two different integrals. So this is going to become the limit as a goes to negative infinity of the integral from a to 0, and 0 is just some number between negative infinity and positive infinity, of e to the x dx. And we make this e to the x because we're going to be substituting in negative numbers, plus the limit as b goes to positive infinity of the integral from 0 to b of e to the negative x dx. And we take the negative x for e to the negative x, because here we're going to be substituting in positive terms. So we know that e to the x is its own antiderivative. So this is going to be the limit as a goes to negative infinity of e to the x evaluated between a and 0, plus the limit as b goes to infinity, and the antiderivative of e to the negative x is going to be negative e to the negative x evaluated from 0 to b. And then we can just substitute in our limits of integration. So we're going to have the limit as a goes to negative infinity of e to the 0 minus e to the a, plus, and actually I'm going to move this negative 1 out here, the limit as b goes to infinity of e to the negative b minus e to the 0. Now, as I apply my limits here, I can see that this is going to be e to the negative infinity, which is going to go to 0. And this too is going to be e to the negative infinity, which is also going to go to 0. So I'm going to end up with e to the 0, which is 1, minus e to the 0 here, and pick up another negative sign. So this is going to give me 2.